Hello, and welcome back. As we all know, the Russian and Ukraine war has been terrible, terrible. People, millions, and heavy losses suffered by both sides have been here. But have you been wondering, why did Russia invade Ukraine? This video is going to reasons why Russia decided to invade Ukraine and how it could win or it could lose. First, the collapse of Russia. Russia will be gone in about 20 years or so. And if you say that, I'm about to be 10 next week. So, yeah, that would mean I'm still 9 right now, and I would be 29 by Russia's collapse. Yeah, that's insane. Second of all, Russia wants to restore Soviet borders. Borders is what the modern day Russia has been trying to achieve. And also, it wants to take Ukraine so that it can take Belarus and all those other countries. But if you're a World War II nerd, then yeah, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. If you're new and you don't know what the Soviet Union is, I'll give you an example. The Soviet Union is made up of different republics, several different republics. The Russians are the biggest republic, so that's the Soviet Union. But, well, also, how Russia is going to restore Soviet borders, the buffer zone between the West and Russia. This buffer zone was supposed to be there for Russia, not so Western countries have a border between Russia and Ukraine. Or not Russia and Ukraine, Russia and the West. But yes, let's talk about the third reason. The third reason, it does not want NATO to have many ways to invade. You see, in 2008, Russia went into war with Georgia, and I think they invaded Georgia and occupied 20% of the country. The reason why this is a thing is because the Russians were trying to patch gaps so NATO doesn't move its troops through other countries that are not part of NATO to get to Russia. You see, they decided to occupy 20% of Georgia to stop that gap, invade the rest of Ukraine in 2022 to stop that gap, invaded into Ukraine in 2014, aka Crimea, so they can stop that gap. And there's more reasons. The Russians are going to be gone. And first of all, the tactic of putting all the Russian people in horde has been used ever since the 1300s. But the point that the Russians are trying to make sure, because the whole tactic, you see, when the Soviet Union started industrializing, this made it less kids. Now, you're gonna be like, hang on. If you have a job, you can still have kids, right? Well, the more your country industrializes, the less kids you have. Which means you cannot replace the elderly, and that's a forever death in Russia. Also, fun fact, did you know Russian men are likely to die 6 times faster than men in Iraq? Yeah, I know, it's insane, right? Now Russia's men are dying. Also, Russia is using the remaining of its men because Because of the Russian and Ukrainian war, Russia is using the last bit of its population, and millions of Russians have decided to flee Russia so they don't get in Putin's war. Anyone in Russia who speaks out against Putin will be arrested up to 15 to 14 years, and Russians are being arrested. The West fears that Putin does not want to launch nukes as he doesn't want to start nuclear conflict, and he doesn't want the West to nuke Russia. Especially the United States will respond desperately. They will be the powerhouse. The United States and Russia almost have the same numbers, except the US has 500 less nukes. Russia has 5,900, and the US has 5,400. This means that the Russian bear can easily be nuked by the West. That's why Putin is threatening the West so he do not send troops into Ukraine. And since Russia feels threatened by NATO's presence, which makes Russia threatened by NATO's presence. Yes, you see, what makes NATO threatening is because Russia has NATO right at the doorstep. If Ukraine joined NATO, then and that would mean that Russia could easily be invaded. You see, NATO can send some troops to Ukraine, right? And you're gonna be like, okay, they could just send troops to Ukraine. What's that gonna do? What they could do is this would be easier, especially if NATO sent transport planes and choppers. Especially most NATO countries are right next to Ukraine. Countries like Poland, Germany, and all those types of places. And even though this is sad, the Russian bear is going to easily be able to be invaded. You see, Western powers have invaded Russia for centuries, and Russia has no strategies. The only strategies it does is just head deeper into its land, and the invaders soon get overwhelmed and head back. This is a strategy Russia has been using for decades to centuries, and the whole tactics that it uses on its population. Yeah, the Soviets did the same thing. Russia has been using this for so long, and I told you it's been using it ever since the 13th century. So why would Russia just keep using it? The whole population, you see, Russia's geography is trash. If you don't know what geography is, it's the way a country looks and things. And also, so the Soviets invaded Afghanistan in 1979 after the Cold War was at that time. So yeah, this meant that the Soviets knew how to maneuver the Great European Plain, which is flat. And when the Soviets invaded Afghanistan, they didn't know what they were doing. It was a 10-year war which had Soviet defeats, and also the Soviet leaders. Why did they make this stupid decision? Well, you see, Afghanistan has lots of mountains. So the Soviets didn't even know what they were doing because they were not used to mountains. Also, this also was just trash. Also, a lot of countries did not were against this invasion. Even one of the Soviet Union's allies, China, was against this invasion. China was actually against the invasion. Also, the Soviet leaders thought they can take Afghanistan because they thought it was a weak country and spread communism through Asia. This is a nice tactic because then communism would be everywhere in Asia. But the Soviet Union actually created Ukraine. With the Union collapse, there was one thing. This was bad. If the Russian barrier collapses, then this is bad. And for Transnistria, and Moldova, I'll talk about them in another video. Also, I'll just talk about them in this video real quick. You see, Transnistria is in Ukraine, and in fact, it doesn't have any border disputes with Ukraine. It's a pretty small land, and so Transnistria became independent in 1982. I mean, not 1982, 1991. No, it was 1992. Moldova became. Moldova became independent in 1991, and Transnistria became independent in 1992. You see, both of these two have bad relations. Transnistria is the Republic of Moldova, and as you know, China pushed out Taiwan years ago. Well, that was actually a long time ago. That was in the 20th century. 20th century, this is the 21st century, and when the Soviets were around, that was the 20th century. So yeah. You see how it worked out is that yes, they pushed the Republic of China out and yeah, made Taiwan. So the Republic of China decided to flee to Taiwan, not Thailand, Taiwan. But anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. And if you want to see more about the Russian and Ukraine war, I'll make more videos about that later today. But yeah, it's nighttime and I haven't been able to figure out what videos to make. I was trying to think about new topics for this channel. Also, my main channel will be made in about a week. I'll be getting a PC in a week, or I might and I'll be using this PlayStation for gameplay videos. I'll still be using this PlayStation, but also yes, I hope you all have a nice day. Stay kind, and so yes, watch my other videos, please. I might make more gameplay videos in the future, but I'll be taking a break from gameplay videos as yes, I will be doing Russian and Ukraine war stuff. So, oh yeah, peace. Yes. And also, get ready for my main channel, as my main channel will be coming on a PC. So, oh yeah, it'll be on PC and stuff. Bye.